Indrajit, what's happening where you are right now?
No.
Indro.
Well, it was a spectacular show. It almost felt like Diwali had come early here in Kolkata. You can still see the diyas out here in the balcony. People, of course, inside wearing masks. So, but they also need to follow some of the instructions of social distancing. Some of them had, of course, come out of their houses. So that's the problem, containing the excitement. And Rahul, one common strand that we are seeing across the country is the fireworks. Really, we have no idea as to where people are getting these firecrackers from, but what we can see at this housing society here in North Kolkata is that people on the terrace, suddenly there were a lot of firecrackers that were taking place. But people must remember that this is not a time for celebrations, because even when such things are taking place, there are frontline medical staff, medical workers who are working really hard 24/7 in hospitals treating thousands of COVID positive patients. So clearly, the need of this hour at this point is to have some sort of a community feeling so that people follow instructions that are coming in from the government, from the authorities, maintain social distancing. Of course, these drills, in a sense, are also being done in order to keep the morale of the people up, because this is unprecedented to keep 130 billion people, 1.3 billion people locked inside their houses. But people should also adhere to these instructions. So it is important that they maintain social distancing, maintain personal hygiene. We can see, of course, people are covering their faces, which is a good thing, because not all have access to masks. Masks have run out of stock in most places. But yes, it is important that people do not take this as an opportunity to celebrate, but rather stick to their houses, maintain law and order, and at the same time keep up the morale so that they can continue with the lockdown for whatever remaining days that is there till April 15th. Back to you.
Indrajit, that's Prime Minister Narendra Modi's mother, Hirabai. There she is. And these images are always just so powerful. Can we take them on our screen right now? She's holding a diya. She holds it for India. She holds it for her son, who's leading this battle. And in comparison with countries like the United States, like China, like Italy, like Spain, India has done really well so far. And she's sitting by herself, while her son is toiling away at work, and she's holding that one diya. This is a picture that we just got from Ahmedabad. That's the Prime Minister's mother, Hirabai, and she's joining this 9 Baje celebration as well. It's a powerful moment, a powerful message. There are those who will be in denial. There are those who will question why firecrackers came out. But if you look at the larger picture, it's a very, very powerful symbolic gesture of getting people together, getting them aligned. I'm joined at this time, live and exclusive, by India's Power Minister R.K. Singh. We had him with us before the broadcast, before the 9 Baje 9 Minute, and a lot of people were cribbing that the grid will trip, Modi ko pata nahi wo kya kar raha hai, and this is going to be a disaster. The Power Minister is at present inside his office. He has the pan-India picture of how the grid is doing. Mr. Singh, welcome. You're live on India Today. I've just taken you on speakerphone. Explain what's the pan-India situation with our grid, sir.
Right. The grid was stable throughout, and the shop was very successful. Our demand went out by 32,000 megawatts, which is something.
Wow.
From 117,000 megawatts, it went down to 85,000 megawatts. But our arrangements worked perfectly well. The voltage was perfectly stable throughout. The frequency was perfectly stable throughout. And all our arrangements worked very well. In fact, I have congratulated all the engineers, all the generating companies, the National Load Dispatch Center, the Regional Load Dispatch Center, and the State Load Dispatch Centers. So they did an outstanding job. I am going to sort of congratulate them in writing. Thank you.
So you're saying there was no tripping anywhere, and all of that was just complete rubbish?
Not at all, Rahul. Voltage was totally steady throughout.
Wow. And was this in line with what you were expecting, the fall in the grid?
No. In fact, we expected the demand to drop down by 12,000 megawatts. It dropped down by 32,000 megawatts. That means the switch off was very successful throughout the country, Rahul. It's a great success. Yeah.
Well, I want to join you in congratulating all your engineers who worked over the last 48 hours. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. 32,000 megawatts is what the grid capacity came down by. And despite that, there was no crash in the grid anywhere. That's the Union Power Minister. He dialed back to give us that live update, and we just took him on the speakerphone and shared that with our viewers. That's pretty spectacular. As you can see, we've made some spectacular arrangements of our own to cover this. We've got drone cameras up in the sky. We've got 360-degree cameras that are tracking this for you. And Gaurav Sawant is in one of the most stunning locations in the capital. Gaurav, net, how do you compare what happened at 9 Baje tonight with what happened at 5 Baje the other day? I think people were by and large, at least from where I'm sitting, better behaved than the last time round, more mindful of social distancing.
The reality also dawns now much closer, Rahul. You're absolutely right. From 5 Baje 5 minute to 9 Baje 9 minute, there's a sea change. While people completely are with the government in its move to unite the country in fighting coronavirus, they were at 5 Baje 5 minute, but that exuberance, people came out on the streets, they started celebrating, and all of that missing, at least where we are at this point of time. And those are the inputs that we are getting from almost across the country from our reporters, barring the crackers, completely uncalled for. But where we are, Rahul, now the lights have slowly come on once again. Street lights are on, locality lights are on, but the diyas are still up. And people, of course, a lot of them called up and said, we are watching India Today. We are watching our society on India Today and Aaj Tak, and that's a great feeling as far as people in the society are concerned. And they've maintained social discipline, distancing, and the fact that they're getting this message across to their children, Rahul, the aged and the children, that they need to remain isolated for more days to ensure that India is able to flatten the curve and defeat coronavirus. It's a big war. It's a long war. There are various battles that India appears to be winning. There are setbacks, but then ultimately everyone appears to be together in trying to win this war against coronavirus, Rahul.
Quite spectacular. Gaurav Sawant, being a good Fauji's son, he stays in a very disciplined colony, but by and large, no firecrackers going off where he was. And there were some firecrackers. I really wonder where these crackers suddenly came from. People, do they have like an infinite supply of firecrackers just lying hidden away somewhere in their storerooms? I'm not certain of that, but there were some firecrackers. These are some of the pictures. I'm just going to stay silent for a moment as we try and capture the ambience of this very powerful moment.
Guys.
Where's Vian? Where's your torch? Yeah, you hold the torch. You hold one torch and wave it. Or you want to hold a candle? Candle will be hot.
Live?
Yeah, you're live. 438 people.
Guys.
Ready.
Residence. She's of course back home. She's with her family. Not much social distancing there, but it's a powerful picture nonetheless. They ideally should be a little further away from each other. She's up in the hills with her family, and she's been tracking what's happening very, very closely with her loved ones. So what we're showing you right now on our network is pictures from different parts of the country, because there are some people who turned on their torches, some people turned on their mobile phones, some people had their candle lights out, some people had diyas out, some people made an India, some people made an Om. That's Karan Johar with his children, and he's in fact been posting just so many pictures of his children, and he's of course having a whale of a time with them. That's Rajnikant now. He's lit a candle as well. Those are the pictures from Rajnikant's residence. He's holding a candle, and he's been quite vocal about the need to join in and participate in this movement too. Those are the pictures coming in from Rajnikant's residence. It's a still picture, and we've got similar pictures coming in from different parts of the country where people are joining in, participating, and turning out the lights, turning on the lamps, and sending a message of solidarity, joining the Prime Minister's clarion call for 9 Baje 9 Minutes. It's the battle against the coronavirus. There was some firecrackers that went off briefly, but the good thing is, by and large, people very quickly went back home. That's Arjun Rampal there. He's lit a lamp as well. So they're putting out these pictures. We're playing them out on our network for you. And we'll try and capture as much of the color and the emotion of what we've witnessed tonight. Very, very powerful moment this. Pictures coming in from different parts of the country. And we're playing those on our network, showing you what's happening in different places. And it really became a big moment, a moment of reckoning, a moment in some senses of togetherness. And that's the key message which was sent out as well. I want to go across now to Manogya Loiwal. She's in Kolkata. She joins us. Manogya, describe what you saw at 8 p.m. That's Shilpa Shetty Kundra lighting a candle as well. Those are the pictures from her residence. Manogya, describe what happened in Kolkata and what's happening now.
Well, there are around 6,000 flats here in South City complex, and never has it happened that almost 95% of the flats had switched off their lights, and what you saw was outstanding and stunning. Firecrackers on one hand, corn shells on the other. There were diyas, there were candles, there were flashlights from mobiles, and almost every person coming out in the balcony, in the veranda, and of course not just coming together in unison but also standing together to fight Corona. 9 p.m. 9 minutes, well, it was extended almost to 9:15. You could see everyone there, and with a beautiful moon shining bright just on this complex, it was almost inexplicable is all you could say. If the last one was 5 p.m. with so much of sound and of course the highest decibel that you would have ever heard coming together with a very, very auspicious reason, and today again in yet its own extraordinary and unique way of coming together to fight
the Prime Minister there. Manogya, bear with me for a moment. That's the first picture we've had. Let's just take it on our screen right now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lighting a diya as well. It is his call that people joined. He has a gamcha wrapped around his shoulders, and he joined this very powerful, evocative moment where people nationwide joining the call for 9 Baje 9 Minutes. You know, there's very little cynicism. People wanting to join and participate and share this moment. And it's a moment which is deeply troubling, a moment where there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of uncertainty. And this whole idea of coming together goes back to a lot of political symbolism, where you're attempting to create a sense of shared purpose, create an idea of togetherness and belonging, and a larger mission, a larger fight, which is not an individual fight, but a collective fight against the coronavirus. That's the message that's being sent. That's the first image we've seen of the Prime Minister this evening joining the call for 9 Baje 9 Minutes. I want to go across now to Himender Sharma. He joins us from Bhopal. Himender, what's happening in Bhopal? You were talking about a sharp spurt in coronavirus cases. So how problematic is it, and how is the Shivraj Singh government responding to that? How was this moment marked at 9 p.m. tonight?
Well, the government has today decided that the lockdown restrictions would be strictly imposed in Bhopal and Gwalior, because the maximum number of cases have risen in Bhopal and in Indore. In fact, in Bhopal, the majority of people who have got corona positive are from the health department. Most of them were working round the clock fighting this virus and this crisis. So people are concerned, and people are hoping that this thing should go, and for that they prayed also. That's the message that we could find out over here in Bhopal, from the way people came out onto their balconies and lighted candles and diyas, and also some of them bursted crackers. So a lot of hope for people. People are hoping that there would be divine intervention, rather, so to say, so that this virus goes away. So that's the feeling, because people do realize that there is no vaccine for the moment. There is no antidote for this virus at the moment, and people are concerned about their health, and the way it is spreading across the globe, people are worried as well.
That's the picture of the Prime Minister lighting the diya. I'll let you be with that picture just for a moment. It's a very powerful picture. He doesn't have any of his crewmates behind him, none of his team members. He's doing this by himself. He's wearing a lungi and a kurta. He's at his home, and he's lit the candle, a candle which seeks to fight the darkness that seeks to engulf us. And he's doing this by himself, sending out a message also of social isolation, sending out the message that you do this by yourself. And there was the picture of his mother as well. She's sitting on a chair holding the diya, And this is the Prime Minister in his stunning residence and in the lawns out in the middle, holding up the Diya, joining the battle, a cry which he gave out saying, "No Baje, no Minute, get together, fight the coronavirus." Those are the pictures of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his residence lighting the Diya. Kamaljeet is in the national capital. Kamaljeet, describe how people marked 9 Baje, 9 Minute, where you were, and what's happening at this moment. Have the lights all been turned on?
Well, Rahul, first let me just show you, there is Pavan here. He's been dying to do this and he wants to play out a conch shell for the India Today viewers. Let's just do that. So Pavan is all of 11 years old, but he's been locked up. It's been 2 weeks inside. Pavan, how's it? It's all lighted across. You were lighting up candles. So is it really difficult staying inside? Were you excited about lighting up lamps today?
Yeah, so it was very boring staying at home for such a long time. So when we heard the speech by Narendra Modi that we need to light up candles to show that we all Indians are together, so I was very excited about it.
Very excited, but the mother is here. How difficult is it to keep the kids inside, and how is it today? It looks like a mini Diwali.
Yeah, exactly. You are correct. You are telling correct. It was like a mini Diwali. So children are more excited for that.
More excited out here, but let me just give you a glimpse of here. This is sector 137 in Noida. This has been a hot spot because number of cases of COVID-19 patients have increased from this particular society. But clearly when it comes to a strong fight, a strong motivation, that is what people have said. And all across, you can see all these diyas, lamps, earthen lights, mobile phones, all of them were shown together. A lot of people coming out with conch shells, but clearly it is the spirit to fight against coronavirus. That is the most thing which was visible out here. And clearly people are talking about scientific temper. There have been questions being raised as to when this deadlock is going to end, when the lockdown is going to be over. People wanting to come out, but for now they've been locked in and they're looking forward to the day when lockdown would be over.
Thank you very much for joining us, Kamaljeet. I like that boy and his spirit, that conch, and trying to do it in live TV shows his confidence, which is fantastic. Gaurav Sawant joins us. Gaurav, have lights all gone on? Have people gone back? Are they all watching India Today, sitting at their homes? Are they still out?
So Rahul, people have now gone back homes, and a number of them are like actually WhatsApping us to say they're watching India Today and they're watching their society on India Today television. And Aaj Tak, the lights have all come on now. But the spirit that people showed, you know, like Kamal was mentioning, like Manogya was mentioning, it just shows that the entire country is actually reacting in the same way. This is a big battle, it's a tough battle, and everyone knows, it's an uphill task. There is no medicine, there is no vaccine, there is no treatment of coronavirus except self-isolation, social distancing and staying at home. That's how you stay out of harm's way. But this is a release of energy, and in a way, as your guests were telling you, Rahul, Namak Satyagraha aise hi shuru hua tha. So what Mahatma Gandhi did was galvanize an entire nation. The effort once again is to galvanize the nation in this fight against coronavirus. You're sending that message across, you're getting everyone together, and we are in it for the long haul till the time a vaccine is developed, till the time India is able to flatten the curve. People understand that in their conversation, and conversation that's happening from one balcony to the other balcony while wearing a mask. They're getting that message across that the more we stay isolated, the better chances we have to survive, especially the elderly, Rahul.
Let's go across now to Pune. Pankaj Khelkar joins us from there. Pankaj, I see there, okay, let's just for a moment show you Home Minister Amit Shah. He is lighting a diya right outside his porch, and on the other side of the screen you see Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So that's the former BJP president, current Union Home Minister. He's been relatively low-key. He's been working very hard behind the scenes, but he hasn't been as much in the public eye as he was during Article 370 or the Ram Temple issue, and especially on the issue of Jammu and Kashmir. So they have a very good division of labor between them. The Prime Minister taking the charge, leading this battle. Home Minister Amit Shah playing a supporting role on the issue of Kashmir. It was the Home Minister who took the lead, and the Prime Minister was supporting him from behind. This time round, it's a bit different, a very clear demarcation of responsibilities and roles between the two most important men in this country. Hemendra Sharma is with us in Bhopal. We've got pictures coming in from different parts of our country, people getting together to mark this very powerful moment. There will be those who will mock, there will be those who won't get what the deal is, but for a country like India, such symbolism has a very important role. It helps bring people together, creating a sense of shared purpose and togetherness, which wouldn't be possible in these dark and uncertain times ordinarily. Hemendra Sharma, describe what's happening in Bhopal at this moment and what are you seeing around you?
Well, today at around 9 p.m. people, they switched off the lights of their houses, they came out into the balconies, lighted candles. There was a lot of silence initially. Later on, people did burst some crackers as well. But the silence reflective of the fact that people are anguished also, people are concerned, also people are hoping for some kind of divine intervention, and people have given a message that they are together, they are wanting to fight, they are resolving to fight through this act today. But having said that, the situation in Madhya Pradesh is not very bright. The number of cases are increasing every day. In fact, 2 deaths were reported from Indore today. And the number of cases, particularly from Indore, Mandsaur, Morena and Bhopal are increasing every day. So a bit of a concern. The government has issued strict guidelines, have from today onwards said that there would be complete lockdown in Bhopal and Indore. No one would be allowed to venture out except for medicine shops and milk supplies. No other grocery shop would be open. So strict guidelines in place from tomorrow onwards. Curfew-like situation to be present on the streets.
Very much, Hemendra, for joining us. I'm going to slip into a very quick break. The first break we've taken in a very long while. When I come back, we'll look at where we'll bring you all the pictures that you've been sending us. We'll show you what different VIPs did at 9 p.m. You can send us your pictures as well. And then I'll show you where we're at in the battle against the coronavirus, and we'll try and get into what could happen next. Our coverage continues on the other side. Stay with us. Back in a moment. Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.